Hello everyone, this is Glenda and welcome back to my channel Creative Grandma. Today's crochet tutorial is for pattern number 614, the So Easy dishcloth. Now I showed this dishcloth in a previous video about the Lion brand 24/7 cotton yarn. I absolutely loved working with it. And today this is what we're going to make. This is so easy. You're going to find that this is going to become one of your most favorite dishcloth patterns. So I'm going to be using the 24/7 cotton yarn by Lion brand. So you're going to need one skein. Now it only takes about a half a skein to make one dishcloth, so you should get 2 out of a skein. Now I'm going to be using the color number 124 camel, and you're also going to need a size H8 or 5mm crochet hook. So grab your yarn, grab your hook, and let's get this so easy dishcloth started. I already tied my yarn around my hook and I just used a double knot. You can use whichever method you prefer, a slip knot or however you want to attach your yarn. And now we're going to begin. We're going to begin with a chain 28. You're going to yarn over the hook and pull it through the loop on your hook. This creates your first chain, and the loop on your hook does not count as a chain. Yarn over, pull through, that's 2. Yarn over, pull through, that's 3. Continue until you have a chain with 28 chains, and then I'll be back and we'll get row 1 started. I have my chain with 28 chains made, and now we're going to begin row 1. To begin row 1, we're going to start by skipping the first chain. You're going to insert your hook into that second chain from hook, and we're going to work a single crochet, a chain 2, and a single crochet all into the same chain. Yarn over the hook, pull through the chain. You have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. You just made your single crochet. You're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to work a single crochet into that same chain. Insert into that same chain, yarn over, pull through. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. You just made your single crochet. So what we're doing is we're making single crochet V-stitches across the row, or some people may call this a shell stitch. I'm calling it a V-stitch for this video. So now we're going to start the repeat. You're going to skip the next chain, insert into the next chain, work a single crochet, chain 2, 1, 2, insert back into that same chain, and work a single crochet. And your single crochet V-stitch is made. And that is the end of the repeat. So we're going to continue that across our chain. So let me show you a couple more times. Again, this is the start of the repeat. You're going to skip the next chain, insert into the next chain, work a single crochet, chain 2, insert into that same chain, and work a single crochet. And that's all there is to the repeat. So let's do it one more time and then you can finish on your own. You're going to skip that next chain, insert into the next chain, work a single crochet, chain 2, insert into that same chain, and work a single crochet. And again, that is the end of the repeat. If you need help, just click back on the video. You're going to skip the next chain, work a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet into the next chain. You're going to skip the next chain, work your single crochet, chain 2, single crochet into the next chain, and you're going to work that clear to the end of your chain. So go ahead and repeat that across, and I'll meet you at the end of row 1. So I'm over at the end of row 1. This is what your work should look like. And if you count your V-stitches from the start to the end, you should have a total of 14 14 V-stitches across your row. So when you got to the end of row 1, you should have worked your V-stitch in that very last chain. Now row 2 will be your repeat row. This is a 1-row repeat. So to begin row 2, you're going to turn your work. And when you look at your work, you will have your single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Now with this pattern, you do not chain when you turn your work. You're going to take your hook and insert right into the chain 2 space to start the next row. You're going to work your single crochet, chain 2, insert back into that same stitch and work a single crochet. Now we're going to work a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet into the chain 2 space of each V-stitch across your row. Now you may have to take your hook and open that space up when you get to it. Just make sure you're going into the right opening underneath the chain 2 space. So let's begin. Insert your hook into the next chain 2 space of the next V-stitch. Work a single crochet, chain 2, insert back into that same chain 2 space and work a single crochet. We are stacking our V-stitches up the row. So you're working a V-stitch right into the center of the V-stitch below. Insert your hook into the next chain 2 space of the next V-stitch. Insert into that chain 2 space, work a single crochet, chain 2, insert back into that same chain 2 space and work a single crochet. I'll show you one more time. Insert your hook into the next chain 2 space of the next V-stitch. Insert into that chain 2 space, work a single crochet, chain 2, 1, 2, insert back into that chain 2 space and work a single crochet. And that's all there is to it. So go ahead and work a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet into the chain 2 space of each V-stitch across, and I'll meet you at the end of row 2. I'm over at the end of row 2. This is what your work should look like. You should have one V-stitch in the center of each V-stitch across. You worked a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet into the chain 2 space of each V-stitch across, and you should still have a total of 14 V-stitches across your row. Now row 2 was your repeat row, so now what you're going to do is you can click back on the video and you're going to repeat row 2 until you have a total of 27 rows. So you need to do this 25 more times. If you need help, click back on the video, start where we started row 2, and remember, with this pattern, you do not chain when you turn your work. You just immediately start those V-stitches. So go ahead and click back on the video, repeat row 2 until you have a total of 27 rows. I'll meet you at the end of row 27 and we'll start our border. I'm over at the end of row 27. This is what your dishcloth should look like so far. We just stacked those V-stitches right on top of each other, row by row. So now we're getting ready to start the border. So we ended here at the end of row 27. We're not going to turn our work. We're going to stay right where we ended the row. We're going to start our border, and we're going to start by working down the length. So let me zoom back up and get the border started. So here you can see we made our last stitch of the last row on row 27. So to begin round 1 of the border, you're going to chain 1. And now what we're going to do is we're going to be working, let me take my hook out, we're going to be working right around the end stitch of each one of these shells. So we're going right into this chain 2 space. We're going right into those chain 2 spaces, and we're working around the last single crochet of each one of those stitches. You're going to turn your work so the length is on top and we're working down the length. We're going to insert our hook right into the chain 2 space of the last shell stitch we made. You're going underneath that end single crochet and you're going to work a single crochet. You're going to find your next row end stitch, and they're easy to find because when you look at your work, just pull it if you have to, and you can see those holes open up right there for you. So insert into the next row end stitch right into the chain 2 space underneath the single crochet, and we're working around that stitch. So you can see we worked in this row end stitch. We're going into the next row end stitch, work a single crochet. Insert into the next row end stitch, pull your work, and you'll see that hole open up. This is the ending single crochet. That's the chain 2 space. Insert into that chain 2 space of that ending shell and work around the last single crochet of the row and work a single crochet. And we're going to continue doing that down the length. Find your next row end stitch. Now this one's a little tighter. You can see that chain 2 space. Work a single crochet around the post of that last single crochet of the row. Insert into the next chain 2 space of that next row end stitch shell. You're going in the chain 2 space from front to back underneath the ending row end stitch of that single crochet and work a single crochet. And you're going to continue working to the corner. Insert into the next row end stitch, work a single crochet. Insert into the next row end stitch, work a single crochet. Continue working one single crochet in each row end stitch down your length to the next corner, and I'll meet you at the corner. I worked down my length, the side of our dishcloth. I worked one single crochet in each row end stitch down to my next corner. So now we're going to form our corner, and we're going to form our corner with a chain 2. You're going to chain 1 and 2. Now we're getting ready to work across the bottom of our foundation chain, and we're going to be working one single crochet in each chain across the bottom of our dishcloth. So when you look at your work, you can see you made your last single crochet into that last row end stitch of that shell. We chained 2 for the corner, and now you can see at the base of that first shell stitch is your first chain. Insert into that first chain and work a single crochet. Insert into the next chain, work a single crochet. Insert into the next chain, work a single crochet. Continue and work one single crochet in each chain across your foundation chain row, and I'll meet you at the next corner. So we worked down the side of our dishcloth for the first side. We just now finished working across the foundation row, and now we're going to turn our work and work down the length of the other side of our dishcloth. So we're working in the same manner that we did on the other side. So let me zoom back up. When you look at your work, you see you made a single crochet into that last chain across your work. You can see your V-stitch is here. It's upside down, so here's your single crochet, here's your chain 2, and there's your single crochet. Now you're going to chain 2 for the corner, 1, 2, turn your work so the side is at the top, and now we're getting ready to work down the length. You're going to insert your hook around the end single crochet. So you're inserting your hook from front to back through the chain 2 space of that shell stitch underneath the end single crochet, and you're working a single crochet exactly like you did on the opposite side. Insert into the next row end stitch, going into the chain 2 space, underneath that row end stitch single crochet and work a single crochet. Insert in the next row end stitch, insert into the chain 2 space, take your hook underneath that single crochet row end stitch and work a single crochet. And you're going to do that down to your next corner. So go ahead and work 1 single crochet in each row end stitch down the length of your dishcloth to the next corner, and I'll meet you there. I'm back. I just worked around my 3rd side of our dishcloth down the length, and now when you look at your work, we're back to the top of our dishcloth where we have those shell stitches. We're going to form our corner and we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. So the 4th side of our dishcloth will be worked a little bit differently. You'll notice you have your single crochet, chain 2 single crochet of those V stitches across. So what we're going to do for this side is we're going to work 2 single crochet in each chain 2 space of each V stitch across. So we already formed our corner with that chain 2. You're going to insert into that chain 2 space of that first shell, insert into that chain 2 space and work 2 single crochet. There's 1, insert into the same space and work your second single crochet. Our repeat is the same. You're going to work 2 single crochet in each chain 2 space across. Insert your hook into the next chain 2 space of the next V stitch. Insert your hook and work 2 single crochet. 1, insert into that same space and work your second single crochet. Now if you have to, take your hook, find those 2 single crochet, insert your hook, make that chain 2 space a little bit larger so you know you're going right into the correct space. Find your next chain 2 space of the next V stitch, insert into that chain 2 space and work 2 single crochet. 1, insert back into that same space and work your second single crochet. I'll show you one more time. Find your next V stitch, insert into that chain 2 space right into the center and work 2 single crochet. 1, insert back into that same chain 2 space and work your second single crochet. Continue and work 2 single crochet in each chain 2 space across, and I'll meet you at the next corner. I'm back. We just worked around all 4 sides of our dishcloth, put that nice little single crochet border around, and now we're going to finish our round, and we have to form our last corner. So let me zoom back up. To form the last corner, you can see that we made 2 single crochet into that last V stitch. So now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2. So to join, you're going to skip that chain 1 space. This is the end of our row. So this is our chain 1 space. You're going to insert into the top of that first single crochet, yarn over, pull through that stitch and pull through the loop on your hook. You're going to fasten off. Now what I do is I chain 2, 1, 2, I pull up on my hook, pull my yarn out, grab the yarn, pinch, pull down, and it creates a secure knot. So our dishcloth is finished. All we have to do is weave these ends in on the back. So just take those ends, weave them in through the stitches, and then come back and maybe a 3rd time to really make them secure, because you're going to be doing dishes and scrubbing and you really want these to have secure ends. So I have to apologize because I forgot to show you the different colors of the dishcloths that I made for my samples in the beginning of the video. Now this first one is the one we just made, and this was made using color number 124 Camel. This next one was made using goldenrod. This is color number 158, so very beautiful. This next one, the green one, that was made using color number 172 grass. And the fourth sample I have here was made using color number 133 Tangerine. It's a beautiful pumpkin orangish color. And when you look at these together, they're just gorgeous for the fall season. All four of these dishcloths are the same pattern. This is pattern number 614. It's called the So Easy Dishcloth, and I made it in 4 beautiful fall colors. Thank you everyone for stopping by and crocheting with me today. Please make sure you like and share this video. And until next time, happy crocheting!